Yes, hello, good evening from up north. A woman from Scunthorpe who lost her husband to pancreatic cancer has gathered more than 80,000 signatures to try and persuade the NHS to keep a drug for the disease available in England. Abraxane has been hailed as the biggest advance to fight pancreatic cancer in almost 20 years. Our health correspondent Vicky Johnson has this report.
Paul Wilshaw lives in Wales and is about to start taking the drug Abraxane to help fight his pancreatic cancer. But he knows if he still lived in England, it wouldn't be an option.
I spent the first 30 years of my life in Bolton, so if I was still there, I wouldn't now be able to access this treatment. It just highlights a kind of postcode lottery.
While Abraxane doesn't cure pancreatic cancer, it can extend life by 2 months on average. But patients here won't be able to use it because it's been removed from the Cancer Drugs Fund in England. Maggie Watts from Scunthorpe is among those who are furious. She lost her own husband to the disease.
It's a breakthrough drug, the first one in 17 years. But had it been around when Kevin was alive, and had he been suitable for it, we would have got one last Christmas with him. It's wrong to take it away from patients.
The facts surrounding pancreatic cancer make for grim reading. Almost 9,000 people die in the UK every year from the disease, and it's the only cancer where survival rates haven't improved since the 1970s. Only 1% of patients are still alive 10 years after diagnosis. Abraxane costs around £5,000 a patient. In a statement, the Cancer Drugs Fund has told us that faced with difficult choices, we must ensure we invest in those treatments that offer the most benefit, based on rigorous evidence-based clinical analysis and an assessment of the cost. Maggie Watts is now stepping up her campaign to get Abraxane reinstated for patients in England. Vicky Johnson, BBC Look North, Scunthorpe.
Well, on this one, Ali Stantis from the Pancreatic Cancer Action Group. She gave me her reaction to the decision not to give the drug on the NHS.
This is disastrous for patients, particularly for pancreatic cancer patients. It was the only drug available on the Cancer Drugs Fund. Should
these drugs be provided regardless of the cost? I mean, in this case, we're talking about £1,500 excluding VAT a month. That's a huge amount of money.
It is actually a very small amount of money in the scale of funding drugs for cancer or other medicines. And if you consider that it gives an equivalent of about a third extra life expectancy for pancreatic cancer patients, that is very significant for patients.
But sometimes we're talking about a month or two extra, aren't we? When people are poorly on the NHS and can be cured, can we justify that amount of money?
A month or two for pancreatic cancer patients who face a 4 to 6 month life expectancy is very significant. But what we also know is that with this drug, there are outliers. There are people that are surviving 2-3 years. And what we are denying is patients having the choice of being able to get the latest technology on the NHS in England, whereas it's available routinely in Scotland and in Wales.
Are these cancer patients being shortchanged?
Definitely. It is a cancer with extreme unmet needs. The survival rates have not improved much in over 40 years, and we're talking about a survival rate of about 4% for 5 years. It hasn't moved in decades, and there's not enough in terms of alternative drugs for pancreatic cancer.
Well, that's